Hi everybody, I'm Janet Fletcher. I'm a food writer in California and I'm the publisher of a blog called Planet Cheese. It's just a quick read about cheese every week that shows up if you're in your inbox if you're a subscriber, and if you're not, I hope you'll go to my website janetfletcher.com and subscribe. It's complimentary and it's just a way to keep learning something new about cheese every week. I'm here in my kitchen in Napa Valley with three really fragrant cheeses. They are part of a Victory cheese box collection called Best of the Midwest, which you purchased. Victory cheese boxes are part of an effort of a grassroots movement called Victory Cheese, which I am part of. It's all volunteers. Almost all of us are in the cheese business, or great lovers of great American cheese. And during these very difficult times during the pandemic, cheese sales have really taken a dive for a lot of American cheesemakers. They lost the restaurant accounts, they lost a lot of their retail, they lost food service, and so they've really been struggling, and dairy farms along with them, because you can't just stop milking your animals. So we who are part of Victory Cheese have been trying to think of a way to keep these great American cheeses moving through the pipeline from the farm to you. So Victory Cheese boxes are part of that effort. I've curated a dozen different collections for iGourmet, the online cheese merchant, and you bought one. You bought the Best of the Midwest, three great cheeses from America's heartland, and they came to you in this little bag. I hope they came to you cold. Mine certainly did. And I just thought it would be a great idea to go through them with you so that before you tasted them, you'd have a sense of the people behind them, the places behind them, and what you're about to taste. So let's get started. These are from three different states. Actually, they're sort of from four different states. They're from Minnesota, Missouri, Indiana, and Iowa, and I'll tell you how that happens. Let's start with this cheese in the middle, which is none of these cheeses is really mild, but this would be our mildest. This is from Capriole in Indiana, one of the pioneering goat cheese producers in the U.S., Judy Shad of Capriole. And this is a cheese, one of her more recent cheeses. It's called Giuliana. Judy's been making cheese for 25 years or more, but Giuliana has not been in the marketplace quite that long. Over the years, Judy has had a lot of interns come and work on the farm, and one of them, a woman from Hungary named Giuliana, loved to experiment and play around with the recipes, and she's the one who got the idea to take one of Judy's best-known cheeses, one called Old Kentucky Tome, and put this herb coating on it when the cheese was really young. So that's what Giuliana is. It's basically an Old Kentucky Tome from Capriole, but with this coating of herb de Provence, and you can see there are clearly some calendulas or marigold petals. Judy won't say exactly what's in the herb blend. It's proprietary, but it really does perfume this beautiful goat cheese, which is about maybe 2 to 3 months old. As you can see, it's very creamy inside. The paste is very uniform in color. It's going to have some sweetness and some nuttiness, but most of all, you're going to get that just beautiful herbal fragrance. It smells like a mountainside in Provence. I feel like there's some dried tarragon in here, but also certainly some rosemary and lavender. So just a delicious cheese to enjoy all year. Let's move now. Let's have our blue last. So we're going to move to the cheese that really has two states behind it. This is Floras Truckle, F-L-O-R-Y, Floras Truckle. It's a cheddar style cheese, and it is from, I think we have to say it's really both from Missouri and from Iowa, because it's the farm that produces the milk is in Missouri. It's Floras Farm. Flory is the family name. There's something like 10 kids on this farm, and they're adults now, but they milk Jersey cows. And this is in an area where there are a lot of Amish and Mennonite, very simple living. And this family has been, milking dairy cows for a couple of generations now. And to kind of keep all these 10 kids, something to do on the farm, they started making cheese. So Floras Farm produces the cow's milk, the raw cow's milk for this cheese, and then Jennifer Flory, the oldest of all these 8 daughters, makes the cheese. And it is a classic cheddar recipe. It's got you can see it's got a bandaged wrap. You can see this cloth, it's cheesecloth on the outside. It's what cheese people call a bandage, but it's cheesecloth, and that's wrapped around the wheel when it's very young, and it matures, and that's what's exposed to air the whole time that it's aging. But when the cheese is about 2 months old, it's trucked to a creamery in Iowa called Milton Creamery, and Milton Creamery does the aging. They have the aging room, they have the expertise. So Floras Farm starts it, and then it moves to another state, to a facility that knows how to age cheese. So this cheese is about a year old. It's going to have just classic cheddar aromas of grass and hay, and it's very nutty, and it does have some of that cheddar tang that you expect in a good English cheddar, but it's a little more sweet, I would say, than most of the very tangy English farmhouse cheddars. It's got a really nice pineapple note always, I find. Very fruity, this cheese, but this is a natural rinded cheddar, so it was not aged. A lot of the less expensive cheddars you would find at a supermarket have been made in big blocks and aged in bags, plastic bags, and they are never exposed to air, so they don't get a rind. And this cheese has this very nice rind. So this is really one of our best American cheddars. It has taken a blue ribbon at the American Cheese Society competition, I think in 2016. So I'm so glad you're going to get to try this wonderful American cheddar. And last, we're going to have one of America's finest blues, which is from Minnesota, from the caves of Faribault. And it's called St. Pete's Select. Actually, it's called Amablu, A-M-A-B-L-U, but St. Pete's Select is the top of the line of the Amablu. So sometimes you'll see it marketed as Amablu St. Pete's Select, sometimes just as St. Pete's Select. But it's it's the Caves of Faribault, cave aged, and these are real underground sandstone caves, blue cheese, and then they grade them over as they're maturing. The expert graders come in and grade the cheeses, and they take the best wheels, age them longer for 100 days, and those become St. Pete's Select. So you're having the finest out of the caves of Faribault. We can see this is raw cow's milk, and a lot of veining. I like that it's really evenly distributed. That's what you want to see. That's that Penicillium roqueforti that's gone to work making filling up any little air channels with blue veins. This cheese has really no rind to speak of, and it's a bold blue. Okay, it's not what I would call a starter blue. It's for people who really love these buttermilky, kind of sour cream blues. It's very creamy in its texture, and but it's got some real personality. So St. Pete's Select from Amablu, raw cow's milk blue. So you have 3 very different taste experiences in front of you for your Best of the Midwest collection. I really appreciate your purchase, and I hope you'll go on igourmet.com and look at the other 11 Victory cheese collections that I curated for them. I know you're going to find others that tempt you as well. So thank you so much for supporting Victory Cheese.